Car Cost Canada provides the dealer's cost, a list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get access to exclusive and powerful savings. The link is in the description below. Well, everybody, Andrea is back. And you know what, Andrea?
What?
One of the very first videos you ever did for the channel was the Mercedes-Benz GLC.
I remember it well.
And it's one of the most viewed videos on the channel.
Oh, so, I like that.
Congratulations.
Thank
so I thought, and recently you did the GLS, the big 7-seater one, right?
Yes,
I thought, we've got this new GLB. I thought you're the perfect person to drive it.
Yeah, and I was happy to be a part of this again.
So what do you think of the GLB?
I think it's an interesting look. It took me a little while to warm up to it, but after I drove it and was parked in front of our house, I quite like it. It reminds me of a cross between the GLC and the GLK, or maybe even a baby G-Wagon.
I don't see the G-Wagon, but I do see the GLK, which had a very upright window, lots of windows. It was a sort of a square take. This reminds me of that, like a modern version of it. Now on size, you know what's interesting? Do you think this is bigger or smaller than the GLC?
To me, from the outside, it looks bigger.
It's not.
That is surprising to me.
Okay, I'll give you the dimensions. It's just ever so slightly shorter overall, and the wheelbase is just a tiny bit shorter. That's it. But I think what you're noticing is it's kind of square and bigger back end. I like to call the GLB the bloated GLC. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, I can see that.
And underneath, it's based on their new A-class vehicles, like their small family vehicles. That's what's underneath this. It doesn't really matter. What it is another utility. What a shock.
Yeah,
everybody loves utilities, right?
And compact to boot.
Yeah, exactly.
And then a third row.
You can opt for a third row of seats. It's not cheap. It's just under $2,000 in the Canadian market, but we'll talk about that when we get inside. So on the outside, thumbs up, thumbs down.
A thumbs up.
Yeah, it grows on you. It certainly
grows on you.
And I think the main reason it grows on you is when you drive it, you actually like it more, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a nice drive.
Okay, Andrea, I'm going to put it in sport mode. You ready?
Ready.
And give it the beans. Give it the beans.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me get out. Woohoo!
Now, here's the interesting thing.
Listen to that sound.
This car has 221 horsepower from a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which is about, 30 horsepower down from the GLC, but it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it at all.
And the interesting thing is, as we mentioned, it's about the same size as the GLC. So you have a very peppy, fun to drive vehicle, and it doesn't really give anything up. One big difference though, the GLC has a 9-speed automatic and this has an 8-speed dual clutch, and I think that might be making it a little more lively. So what do you think of driving it?
So fun, so sporty, love it in sport mode. I'm zipping around, love the sound, the power. What is there not to love about the feel of the drive?
Yeah, no, what's interesting is that this is a perfect example of why crossover vehicles have become so popular, because this is a classic crossover based on a car platform with built up to look like an SUV, but it drives like what?
Drives like a car.
Yeah, and a sporty Mercedes-Benz car. So they did a very, very good job with that.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think of this dash and the inside? To me, it might be a little bit blingy. You like it?
I disagree with blingy. I love it. So cool, so modern. Look at the purple, which you said you could get any color.
Yeah, so what this is are LED light strips, and you can go in and configure it. If you like green, you like orange, you can change any color you like. You like the purple?
I like the purple.
All right, so what about the big screen? This is called the MBUX, the Mercedes-Benz User Experience. You had a chance to drive it recently with the GLS. Now, the screens, like in the instrument cluster and the infotainment screen, are smaller. They're 7 inches on the base model. If you get them over 10 inches, if you opt for almost $5,000 package. Would you do that?
If I could afford it, for sure.
All right, I think it does make it look really quite an eye-popping experience. Now, what about all this bright work, all this aluminum, brushed aluminum? It reminds me of stereos from the 1980s. You like it?
I think it's fantastic. Everything about this interior, I love.
Really?
The seats are comfortable. They feel wider. The space in the back, super roomy. I love the thick steering wheel. There's something about a thick steering wheel that I like. We had a car before that had this thick steering wheel, and I kind of miss it
Yeah.
with our car now.
Once you go thick, you can't go back.
Apparently. The only thing I don't love, and I say it every single time we're in a Mercedes, and you have the same response, you'll get used to it, is the shifter. I prefer the shifter in the center console.
Yeah, but look at all that real estate they opened up. There's lots of room. You've got cups for your coffee. You've got the big trackpad that you use the MBUX system through. So you would give up some of that real estate to get the shifter down there?
I would.
Really?
Yep, I think it's cooler to have the shifter down there.
Now this car has the sort of, not two-tone, the leather and the ultra suede, the faux suede. I kind of like that. I'd get that. And then in the back seat, I sat back there with the seat set for adults, and there's plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom, and it has theater seating, meaning the back seats are a little bit higher than the front seats, so little kids will be able to see out and not get sick.
Which is nice.
All right, the third row of seats is optional. And I can't believe Mercedes-Benz didn't give us one with the third row of seats. Like, this is their big selling feature. Hey, we have this small utility with 3 rows of seats. Doesn't have it.
Well, probably because they know we would be negative, that they're too small or something like that.
But it is just for kids. They even state that it's for people under 5.5 feet tall. So that's just for kids.
That's what it's there for
Yeah.
those quick rides with small kids, taking 1 extra or 2 extra kids with you.
All right, so you know what I love about this car that's different than the GLC is what's called the greenhouse. These big windows, excellent visibility, the sides, the back, the front. It reminds me of another vehicle.
Oh, don't say it. I want to guess this.
Okay.
The Subaru Forester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is probably the best vehicle for outward visibility. When people email me and they say, Zach, I'm looking for a vehicle that's easy to get in and out of and see out of, I say get a Forester.
Yeah.
This is the same kind of thing, and I think that the overall sort of design of this, I think they did such a good job.
Me too. I think it's just so cool.
You think it's cool?
I think it's so modern and so cool.
Really? I looking at it from the outside, you wouldn't think it's cool.
No.
But on
And
the
that's why I think the outside took a while for it to grow on me, because I kind of looked at it and I wasn't sure about the exterior, but the inside.
Yeah. And this is the future of the GLC. Has not been updated with this interior. It's yet to come. So you can look at the GLC as sort of, at this as what the GLC is going to be. It might go to a dual clutch like this. You're going to get the same MBUX experience and so on, but we have to wait for that feel to come. There is maybe a theory that they're going to go to an even bigger screen for the GLC. We'll have to wait and see, but that's still to be updated. But right now, this one, if it was between the GLC and this one, which one would you pick?
I would pick this.
Me too.
I wouldn't get the third row, of course, but I would pick this because it's modern and cool.
So Andrea, Mercedes-Benz is a premium product. What does that mean?
Let me guess. Premium price tag?
All right, so what do you think this starts at, the base model GLB?
I want to say it starts at about 49,000.
43.
Oh, wow, even better.
Okay, so what I did was not the one we have here because they always throw everything at it. I went through the configurator online to pick what we would get. So we would get the sport exterior package to get these nice looking wheels.
Of course, we're a big wheel family,
We would get the Alcantara two-tone seats on the inside with the faux suede, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Also, we would get the entertainment and convenience, which gets you the bigger screens, those MBUX screens, the bigger ones, and
Yes.
a whole bunch of other things. That's $4,500. Also, you have to pay extra for a heated steering wheel.
That's too bad.
And $475 to get satellite radio. And the total price, the way we would configure it, or the way I'd configure it, is $51,300.
Not too bad for a luxury vehicle in this class,
But it's starting, you know, this isn't a GLC. It's smaller than a GLC.
but not by much.
If you want to get the third row of seats, that's another $1,700.
Yes.
Would you get it?
I wouldn't get the third row because I don't have small kids anymore.
Yeah, and they have to be small. They have to
They
be
have-
like 5'5" and under.
That's right, they have to be small. But here's the thing about this vehicle. It's a compact SUV. You get the third row if you choose. You have a very young family. Think of how great that would be for people who carpool to and from school, that you can put a few extra kids in your car, or to after school activity.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's for. It's for kids to use in a pinch. So thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think of the GLB?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was very good. I think they're going to sell a lot of these. Once you see it and you get used to the looks, it grows on you, right?
It does, and I think this is what consumers want.
It's pretty obvious. It's like 75–80% of the market now is utilities. This is what people want.
For sure.
Car Cost Canada provides the dealer's cost, a list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get access to exclusive and powerful savings. The link is in the description below.